Here we are on day 8 of Junk Journal January 2025, and our prompt is antique. Okay, y'all, I probably overthought this quite a bit because I thought, antique. Okay, what's the difference between antique and vintage? I don't know. Does it matter? Probably not, but now, I'm obsessing over it. Is the stuff that I have, is it antique or is it vintage? I'm not sure. What packaging do I have that's antique or vintage? Pretty much nothing, which made me really glad for Maxine. And she is my trash journal that I have been working on lately, and she's just full of all kinds of modern trash and packaging. And, someday somebody's going to be doing Junk Journal January 2064, and they're going to be looking for some vintage packaging, and they're going to pick up Maxine that they bought at a thrift store for 25 cents. And they're going to be so happy that they have her. I don't have a Maxine. So I dug through my collection of vintage stuff, and I do have quite a bit. I just don't use it often anymore. I have a lot of postcards that I found, and some, I don't even know what that is, but it was 12 cents each or 3 for 35, and you pretty much can't buy anything for that anymore, so it's got to be vintage or antique. This is a cute postcard. This, I think, is from, the 40s, 1945. This one's 1911, and I can tell it was written with a, a fountain pen or a dip pen of some sort. So I think this is legit vintage. Plus, it says on here, New Year greetings, and the person wrote Merry Christmas and New Year greetings. And then it says good luck, and I thought, oh, okay, well, it's kind of a New Year card, and it's definitely antique, so maybe that would work. This is actually from packaging, from a package of gloves, and then these are some old zipper packaging. See, very, very little antique packaging, and this is not really antique. I don't know where this is from. Looks like maybe the 70s. I'm just judging from the hair. And so that was pattern, and then I found these little airmail labels and another postcard from the 1942s. That was also from the 40s. And then these are some company ephemera from, I don't know when, but they're old. And this was a book, or actually it was a series of kind of magazines from 1904. I had a couple of those. Those were definitely antique. And then I ran across I was going through some old pictures, and I ran across this. And I thought, oh, this would be a nice, folio to put into my journal. And these are the people that were in it, and I don't know who did the coloring on these pictures, but it was not done well, I don't think. I'm not sure if this was tried back in the day, or if the artist that I got this from, it was a local artist. I got a bunch of stuff from her estate after she passed, and it found its way to me, and maybe she gave it a try. I'm not sure, but I don't like them at all. They're just kind of creepy and clownish, and I don't want them in my journal. So I went through my other pictures, and I like the couple, the man and the woman. So I was trying to find something else that would go, and I came upon these two cabinet cards, and it's got the man and the woman, and I like these. And they fit like just barely, just... like that little edge might show a little bit. I'm going to have to get them in there just exactly right, but I think they'll work. This looks really antique-y to me. And then I may use some of my other stuff to, you know, put something here. I could put one of these. Oh, look. Look, it fits just right. That is a good sign it needs to be there. I'll have to do that carefully because these are so incredibly crumbly. I could put, that's too big, but it's not quite right. Those are a little bit big. Maybe some postcards on the back. I could put them where you can flip them and see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But first of all, I'm going to get my people in there. And then go from there. So, best way to do that. These were actually, they had a little bit of adhesive left, and I barely lifted a corner and they popped right off. So yeah, that was just from age, and that was really convenient because I needed them off of there. So I think I am not going to glue these just because I feel like I just want to tape them in there. Because what if I want to switch these out at some point? I don't want to switch them out. They're just, I mean, they're too perfect for what I want. So, yeah, they don't really need to be, I don't want to use glue because I don't want any squishing out, and I don't know why. I just feel like glue is not the right thing to use. Oh, unless I use Fabri-Tac. Oh, but that gets really squishy. I don't want that. I think maybe just some double-sided. I think I'm going to use some score tape. Okay, this one looks about right. I don't know what that is. 1/2 inch? Looks like, yeah, probably 1/2 inch. So, I'm going to, let's see. I want him on the left and her on the right. Yes, I do. And so I'm just going to put the score tape around the edges of this thing here. There we go. Now I've got just a little bit of tape around the edges. You know, if I had bought the refills for my ATG gun, I could have used that, but I haven't bought the refills yet. So I think this is going to work fine. Now what I need to do is just line this up just right. I feel like that needs to be down a little bit, and that's perfect. Yes, just right. And then I've still got a little tape exposed here and there, which is good. And I think I'm just going to tape the rest of the edge and then place it on here like that. And then do the same for the gentleman. Alrighty, I got my little people all taped in securely, and I am very happy with that. I do want to do something about these plain covers, and you know, I had these pages from this Birds and Nature publication from 1904. So I cut around the edges of this one, and yes, it's going to fit perfectly on there. So yeah, that was meant to be. And that worked out so well, I thought, okay, maybe another book or magazine page would work. And I went fishing around and I found this one. And if I, you know, cut around these borders, it's going to fit just right. And I could even leave the caption on there. But it's just so dang brown. This is the problem I have with using a lot of vintage stuff. It's just a lot of brown. Yeah, and you know, considering the rest of my journal, well, okay, that's brown, but it's bright. So yeah, it's not working for me. So I didn't want this. But I thought maybe another book. So I remembered this book that I bought quite a while ago. it's a book of pastel work flowers. Oh yeah, I did have that dress pattern, you know, with the kids on it, and I was going to use it until I started looking at the pattern, and the copyright was like 1974 or something, and I just immediately tossed it because our theme here is antique, and I refuse to consider 1974 to be antique because I was there, and I am not antique. So yes, forget all that 70s stuff. That's not happening. This one is okay. This one is actually a first edition book of pastel flowers, and it was published in 1914. And Kitty Angel used her fancy fountain pen to write her name on the well, considering I was going to say January the 10th of 1915, but it was actually, oh, it was October the 1st, 1915. There, it's penciled in right there from someone, because this was published in London. And so, yeah, the date was good on here. That made me happy. And I couldn't find any, like, I had to Google to find the actual publication date because it wasn't on any of the pages where they usually have the date. It just wasn't there. But, you know, I did find that it was 1914. And I have pulled from this book before, and I'm going to pull from it today. And if you're a book person and it hurts your soul a little bit to see me rip pages out of a book this old, you're going to want to look away, okay? Because I get it. I totally understand, but I don't have that connection, so yeah, I'm gonna take it apart. And I already marked a few pages that I liked because I wanted, you know, something with some color. I really like these irises, so that's a contender. And then these are kind of, now that I look at them again, they're not a contender. I don't like them now that I re-see them. I like these red ones. That's nice. I mean, I could use two and kind of offset them, or just use the one whole page. I don't know. So what I'm going to have to do is just take them both out and see which one makes me the happiest. I'm just going to kind of use my knife here to make a little slice, really just kind of score it to make it hopefully a little easier to pull this out. There we go. So I've got that one, and see, oh, that would be lovely. Even, oh yeah, I would leave the kind of ragged edge. I like it. But do I like this better? I don't know. Let's see. Again, just kind of make a slice slash score line so that I don't tear the page like I just did. Oh. Whoops. Okay. Huh. The seeds of the purple iris. The seeds of the purple iris. And I just pulled out a purple iris. Maybe that means I need to do this and use this with it. Wow. Oh no. See, that was a total accident that I cut that page out, and it actually went with this. So I am going to be forced to make these work. So I can put this here, and then let's see what I need to do with this. My blade's kind of dull, but it actually works for this because it makes it a little hairy on the edge, which is kind of nice. Okay. Now I can move that up and just put this down here like this. Oh, I think that would be good. Put this at the very tip top. There we go. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is get a little, I'm going to run a little tape across here and attach those two so that they stay put like I want them. We are giving our double stick tape a workout lately. Okay. Now, I want it just below there, probably like that. Yep. Oh yeah. And then, do I need to shorten it at all? No, I don't. It's actually just right. And I can either center it or move it over. I think I want this on the back side though. Is that the back side? What do we have here? Yes. Okay. So, get all this out of the way. I am going to need to attach this one because it is so brittle and crumbly. I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to use some matte medium on it. And I'm glad I found this. I normally don't keep matte medium on hand because I don't use it often. It's just expensive and, you know, I'm a Mod Podge girl. But I don't want the sheen that Mod Podge gives, even the matte finish. You know, you have kind of a sheen and I didn't really want that. So I'm hoping this matte medium will give me what I'm looking for. It will hold this down, keep it from crumbling, and not give me too much of a sheen. So I'm on the front. Yes, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use it over and under so that everything is covered. That. And this here. About right. And then get those edges down. This worked really well. This went down smoothly. There's not any kind of a sheen on it, you know, like Mod Podge would leave. It did try to buckle in a few places. Don't let anyone tell you that matte medium won't buckle your papers, because it will. It's a lot less likely to than just, you know, a liquid glue, but it can still buckle. So what I did was I went over with my heat gun where it started to buckle, and then made sure the top was, you know, kind of mostly dry to the touch, and then put parchment over it and did this. And it just smoothed out any of those areas that looked like they were thinking about buckling, because I was not having it. So yeah, this worked out well. We got our front cover, and now it's dry enough that I can go in here and do the back cover. And I think I'm going to do the same thing, This paper is not nearly as brittle as this was, but I mean, this worked so well that I'm just going to do it again here. I did take just a smidge off the top, like maybe 1/8 of an inch, so that it just fit a little better. It wasn't butted right up against the edge. And now I'm just going to do the same thing. I got my page all glued down with matte medium, and there was a significant user error in my process. I completely forgot that I had taped this little piece onto this one, and then I just glued the whole thing down, you know, with the matte medium, and without taking into account that there was a big space under there that should have been glued. I should have glued the back side or the front side of this to the back side of this before I glued the whole thing down. I did not. That gave me a big air bubble down here, which, trying to fix it, you know, I wanted to lift up the corner so that I could get some medium under there. Yeah, that didn't work because it was already stuck down. So it was kind of a fiasco. Fortunately, our prompt is antique, so it just gave it an even more aged and worn look here across the bottom, which I'm totally good with. I have no bubbles. I did manage to eliminate that air bubble under there. So, yeah. Calling it good. I'm thinking that this is as far as I want to go with this, at least for now. I mean, I have some spaces where I can put other things, but I kind of like just the simplicity of it, like it is. So let's put our number on here, because antique was number 8. So I'm going to use a... Let's use an oh no, I think I want pink. I want pink here. And I will write 8. And then put this in here. And you know, I haven't committed to a binding yet, so this could be in a whole other signature because it's going to add a lot of bulk. Or I don't know, it might fit in one nicely. You know, I don't know. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're doing. We're just going to keep doing while it's fun and then see what we end up with. So that's all I've got for this prompt, y'all. Until next time, the end.